Okay, y'all, before I really start, I was editing the last video and it's super hard. The first way to change your mindset is to stop worrying about the things that you can control, okay? Between venting and complaining. So the last video I did, not everything is against you. I have the power to change my life. Hey friends, welcome back, or if you're new to my channel, welcome. You come to a safe place. So this is episode 2 of Dish and Makeup, where I do my makeup and I talk my ish, right? Sorry for the black background. Well, not sorry, but I am doing this black background for an Instagram video. I've been kind of slacking a little bit on it. I don't know if you'll even be able to see my hair. Let me actually turn up that should work. If you can see it, then you can see it. If you can't, then you can't. So I actually wanted to talk about some things that have been on my mind. If you see me looking that way, then I am looking at my phone. Because I decided to just stop taking notes on my journal because I'm running out of space. I mean, I know it's only $1 for a journal, but still, I'd rather save paper for my, for my own thoughts, and then just leave the stuff for my phone. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that you have a lot more control over your life than you think, right? All you have to do is change your mindset, and then you can change your reality. Let me start some primer before I really start this video. And I'm using the Honey Do Me Up by NYX. Last time I did a matte one. I'm going out later on tonight, so this top is literally only for the video. It's actually a bathing suit top, and my boobs keep on falling out, so I don't think it's a good idea for me to go out with this. Okay, y'all, before I really start, I was editing the last video and it's super hard. It's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be when it comes to editing. So I'm like, dang, this took me 5 days for me to do, between editing down from an hour to 30 minutes. And yes, last video was long, but it was even longer if I didn't edit all that stuff down. It would have been 2 hours long. So yeah, I'll give credit to content creators all day long because it's hard. It's very hard. Yeah, stop putting so much pressure on them, please, because it's strenuous. It's strenuous, especially if you have a daytime job. It's really dang, yo. But anyway, like I was saying, the first way to change your mindset is to stop worrying about the things that you can control, okay? Stop overly obsessing about things that you cannot change. There's a difference, and there's also a difference as well between venting and complaining. So the last video I did, I vented, and I'm not going to talk about that again because I already got that out of my system. Not everything is against you. Some things, you can ask for some things, and a lot of times the universe will remove things in your life. Like I talked about in the last video, they remove things from your life so that you can receive whatever you ask for. So if one day you're like, oh my gosh, my friend's no longer my friend, oh my gosh, or my boyfriend left me, or oh my gosh, my car is messed up. I mean, I'm sorry that your car's messed up because same sis. But my car is messed up and now I can't get to work. Maybe you weren't meant to have that job, right? So and there's also times too, right? I actually watched this video the other day and it they were speaking facts, right? So people, especially a lot of people our age, at least my age, I'm 24, going on 25. A lot of people, they tend to just complain about a lot of stuff. But then it's as if misery, everybody's miserable right now, if I'm being quite honest. But with misery comes, in my opinion, just with my own experience, misery comes it comes with some type of silver lining, right? Because you always have the power to change the way that your life is going. So if, like I said in the end of my last video, if you don't like that job, quit it. If you don't like your boyfriend, quit the relationship, okay? Quit all that stuff. Because complaining is not going to do nothing without action. So like I said before, if you don't have any type of plan to go with the actions plans to go with the with the venting that you're doing or the complaining that you're doing, I'm sorry, me personally, you can complain once or twice and, you know, I'll be okay. I'll be like, all right, cool, whatever, you know. So eventually she's gonna get her stuff together. Doesn't mean that I'm not a listening ear, but when every single day you complain about the same thing all the time, I get tired of it. I'm not a therapist. Like, I'm your friend, yes, but I'm not like somebody who's going to listen to every single thing. And even when I'm in therapy, I try not to complain about the same thing over and over and over and over again, because life is a lot more complex than that. Life is a lot more serious than that. You can have a safe space for like things that are going on, but when it's every day and you don't talk about nothing else, like you don't talk about nothing else, then I'm sorry, that's where I draw the line. I'm not gonna do my concealer as light as I did last time, because I mean, nothing wrong with what I did the last time, but it was a little too much. But I was also doing like a real like nighttime type of look, so. And I'm using the Morphe 9FW palette for my concealer. I love Morphe. Morphe is like bomb. Like, I only usually get my eyeshadows from there. Like, I have mad palettes. And yes, I'm doing my base first because the look that I'm going for is like, it's a sultry look, but it's not too much to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to do my eyes first. Like last time I was talking about I needed to do my eyes first, but not this time. I don't feel like it. Complaining too much, it gets on my nerves. It really does, because it's like, okay, you're complaining, but what are you going to do to change what's going on in your life? Are you going to sit there and continue to complain? Complaining too much, it gets on my nerves. It really does, because it's like, okay, you're complaining, but what are you going to do to change what's going on in your life? Like, for me personally, I'm just going to use my own examples. I got tired of myself complaining all the time as well about things that are going on in my life. Like, I was constantly complaining, like, oh, my job sucks, oh my gosh, my this, my that. After a while, I was like, okay, so what the hell am I gonna do about this? Because this complaining, this yelling, being sad, being angry all the time, it's not benefiting me. So, Ashley, what are we doing to change that? What are we doing to change that? Okay? What are we doing? That's how I talk to myself. Not in I don't normally talk to myself in a negative way. I'm just real with myself. I'm like, okay, so you don't like the situation that you're in. What are you gonna do about it? Like, even in friendships, even in just everyday life, I just stop complaining, because I'm like, what am I gonna keep on complaining about? I have the power. Like, I didn't realize it until probably honestly just recently. I have the power to change my life. You don't like the way that your life is heading, then say sayonara to the life that you have right now and change your mindset. Once you change your mindset and you really believe, like, you know what, I can do anything that I put my mind to, or I can do anything that I want to do. Possibilities are absolutely endless. That also goes into believing in yourself. Believe in yourself and believe in the power that you have, because everybody has power. Everybody has power. Everybody has that strength within themselves to be better and to change, right? If you don't want to change, I'm not even talking about if that person right now, I'm just speaking to you because I consider y'all friends, right? You feel like you don't have that power to change, you're giving up your power to whatever circumstance that you're in. And then you have to look at yourself. Why do you feel like that? Like, a lot of people, I realized, right, they don't sit and actually self-reflect and be like, you know what, I don't like this because of X, Y, and Z. Instead, they're just like wondering, like, why am I so unhappy? But they're not figuring out solutions to why they're not happy. Or why am I still at this place in my life? And instead of actually being real with themselves, a lot of times, a lot of people, they tend to blame other people for the things that they do, instead of actually looking at themselves and being like, you know what, I had a part in whatever situation is going on in my life. Like I said, if it's things that you can control. If it's certain things that you can't control and somebody really just like did you dirty and did you wrong, and it was just really like a really unfair situation, genuinely, by all means, complain away. By all means, do whatever is necessary, but also you need to let that energy go. Let it go, because it doesn't serve you any longer. It doesn't serve whatever type of purpose you have in your life. So I tend to use my foundation brush when it comes to blending out certain things, because it still has product on it, so it actually looks a little bit smoother, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm going for a beat look, but I'm not going for like a Jesus, like, girl, you got cake on your face, you know? I usually just like go with the flow. Like with everything in life, my makeup also goes with the flow. I'll be using Angie from AQ1 Cosmetics. It's a matte lipstick. Dries pretty fast once you put it on the lips, and yeah, it's real pretty, it's real cute. I actually named it after my great aunt because that's her signature type of look. She always has red lipstick, so shout out to you, CT Angie. A lot of times people actually don't leave situations because they're comfortable. Let's be real here, okay? They're comfortable. I would not have left my job when I did if it wasn't for the fact that I became uncomfortable with being comfortable. When I realized that I was uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, me being in my comfort zone and me having that comfortability and that familiarity, I mean, it made me realize like, oh shoot, I'm not growing the way that I feel like I should be growing as a person. Basically, surround yourself around people who you want to be like. And I'm not saying to not be yourself, but surround yourself with people who you actually want to be like, or have the same goals as you in life. That is like, you don't, how do I put this? If your friends, they don't have any type of ambition or any type of goals in life, and you know, they're not matching the energy that you are bringing, then you know what? Maybe you should reevaluate your friends. If you're in different predicaments, it doesn't even have to be friends, it can also be family too. Because some family members, they are your biggest haters, whether you realize it or not. Not my family, but I'm saying in general, right? Some of your family, they are like your biggest haters. They don't want to see you win, they just want to see you fail. And they'll do anything at any cost to make you fail. And it's really sad, it's manipulative, and it's honestly, it's really gross and disgusting. Like, you shouldn't do that. Especially if you claim that you love someone, you shouldn't do that. So if everybody in your life you have conflict with, like every single person, and I learned this from personal experience, someone actually told me like, yo, because after a while, like I said, I was one of those people who used to complain about everything. I used to complain about the relationship with my parents. I used to really complain about the relationship with my sister. I used to complain about the relationship with everybody in my life. And then they just like one day were like, look, Ashley, like, I'm gonna keep it real, don't be mad at me, but like, don't you think that maybe you might be the problem? And I was like, oh, I really might be. And then that's what actually stunted, like, you know, me like really looking at myself and be like, what is it about me that I don't like? Because a lot of times people's energies, they really just don't vibe with each other, and that's a-okay, right? Nobody says that you have to get along with everybody, but when everybody in your life has a problem with you, or you have a problem with every single person in your life, I should say, then you just have to take a step back and be like, you know what is it that I'm doing right now that's causing me to, you know, have all of these tiffs or taffs? And if you feel like nothing is wrong, then cool, nothing is wrong. But I'm all for self-accountability, like I said before. I'm all for it. All for it. And I'm not going to act like as if I'm perfect, because I'm really not. I make mistakes all the time. I was talking about goals in the last video, but I procrastinate. But, you know, I'm getting better at it. I'm starting to get better at it anyway. I'm trying to. So no one's perfect. Just take whatever I'm saying and apply it to your life however you feel is best, okay? I just wiped off my eyebrow a little bit. God damn it. Hold up. Where is the brush? If it's not one thing, it's another when it comes to my eyebrows. Come on. When it has to deal with your own life, a lot of times people are, like I said before, they're too comfortable. So they accept certain vibrations. You hang out with low vibrational people because you're comfortable, or you've known them for XYZ amount of years, when you're called to move on with your life. So move on with your life, boo. Move on with your life. Another thing is, like, when it comes to other situations as well, if you always are like begging someone to change and they're not changing, they're not going to change. Sorry to tell you, they're not going to change at all. This time I'm only doing it like my bake, like right here. Like, if a person cares about you and they love you, like I said before, they're going to move accordingly. They're not going to do things to sabotage your relationship or sabotage anything of that matter when it comes to you. For example, people who give ultimatums. I mean, absolutely hate when people give ultimatums, right? Because for me, it's like, if you have to give an ultimatum when it comes to your life or when it comes to your relationships, that might not be the right relationship for you. It might not be the right friendship for you. It might not be a good thing for you. You're using that ultimatum as an excuse for you to stay in a place that you know you shouldn't stay. In my opinion, right, like I said before, I really hate ultimatums. If someone gave me an ultimatum, I would literally look at them and be like, okay, so I'm gonna choose the other thing. I don't care, because obviously you don't like the behavior that I am displaying, and if it really is like a problem, then okay, that's one thing. But even still, if I tell someone once or twice that I don't like something and they still continue to move a certain way, then I leave. Because what am I doing constantly begging you to not do something? I'm not your mom. I'm not your mom, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh, if you don't do this, then you're grounded, or you're this, or I'm gonna leave you. No, you're using that as an excuse for you to stay. You're literally using that as an excuse for you to stay. And like, I can't respect that. I'm sorry, I just can't. That's one thing I just like cannot. That's an ultimate, like, that's one of my pet peeves. Like, ultimatums? What the fuck is that? Like, for real. Talking about if you don't do this, then I'm leaving. Okay, bye. Get the fuck out. And the same thing, for me, I apply this to friendships, relationships, jobs, every single aspect of my life. If I have to give someone an ultimatum, or for example, right, at the last job that I was at, my managers told me, and it, like I said, I completely agree with. He was like, look, there's a way to talk to people and there's a way to word things. So if you go up to your manager, it was like, oh, okay, well, you know, if you don't give me this position or whatever else, then I'm going to find somewhere else. The manager straight up said he would be like, bye, have a good day. Because that's not how you communicate with people. Communication is very, very key. It's very, very key in any type of situation that you're in. If you've done your best in everything when it comes to, I've talked to this person XYZ times. For me, like I said, I only talk to you once or twice. If you don't do whatever I say to do, not whatever I say to do, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not your parent. You are your own individual person and you are grown. So if I have to beg you to do something constantly or to be the person that I want you to be, to me, it's for me, it's like you're not cut for whatever I'm asking for. And you're not cut for my life. So I cut you out my life with no regrets. For if I ever tell you guys stories, I'm never going to include a person's name, ever. Because, first of all, people, like, I talk about my opinions and things, but when it comes to my own personal life, I like to keep that as private as possible. So if you don't know me, then you don't know if I'm dating someone. If you don't know me, then you don't know what job I have. You just know that I have a job. If you don't know me, then you just don't know anything that actually goes on in my life. And I keep it that way because people are nosy, and people, they like to, they like to sabotage things a lot. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. They like to sabotage things, and you don't know their people's intentions when it comes to you, when it comes to your life. You don't know if people are secretly haters, and if they're like talking to you like in your face and hee hee ha ha, and they're talking shit. But I've been in relationships where I ask once or twice if, like, hey, don't do this, and then if they continue to do it, then I just bounce. You have to get used to not being attached to an outcome. Like, if you're with somebody and you know for a fact, like, because like for me personally, every time that I've been in a situation Sometimes it goes longer. Like I know last video I said like, oh, it only lasts a month, and normally it does. But for me, I have that gut feeling whether or not someone is meant to be in my life or not. And every time that I did not follow that gut feeling, a whole bunch of bad shit happened to me. For example, the last like relationship that I was in fucked up my skin really, really. Like, my skin was already fucked up. Like I said before, I went through some really traumatic shit, but my skin got worse. It got worse. Like, if you guys are looking at me now like, oh, your skin's clear, whatever else, like, no, like, I had eczema from like the top of, like, from my scalp all the way down to my toes, like, covered completely. I went to the dermatologist like 3-4 times trying to figure this out, and I couldn't figure out, like, why is my skin so bad. Number one, I had to cut out some things. I don't eat bread as often. Gluten triggers my eczema really bad, so I try to avoid it. Even though I love bread, I've loved bread all my life, I still love bread, but I don't eat it very often. But yeah, every time that I was like, and like, let me know in the comments if this has happened to you. Every time that I would hook up with someone, not with someone, but talking about a specific person, every time that I would hook up with that person, I literally my skin would itch so bad. Like, I mean, so bad. Like, I literally would be like, the minute that we finished, like, my skin's like, like, I'm really scratching, like, really bad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why is my skin itching that bad? But then I started realizing that when I pick up energies, remember how I said last video that I pick up energies and stuff? I also, like, you have to look into, like, soul ties. You have to look into all that stuff. That's why I had to, like, stop being a little thought, you know? So every time I was itching my skin, like, I was like, why? I was like, I would not see this person for like a month or whatever else. I wouldn't see them for a month. And then I would always give like second chances. Second chances turn into multiple chances. And that's why I just had to free myself from it, because it just became so emotionally draining and so emotionally tiring and physically tiring. My mental health got really bad from it. And I'm smiling right now because I'm just looking at my growth and how far I've come. And I know for a fact after the last time, I promised myself that I would never, ever go back to being treated like that, being and accepting behaviors like that. That's part of the reason why I talk to you guys about my opinions. And, you know, obviously I'm sharing like a small little story here and there, but I'm speaking, every time that I speak to you guys, I'm speaking from personal experience. So it's like, I'm just really proud of myself, and I'm proud of my growth. I'm proud of where I am today. And it's just like, I just want to help. I just want to help y'all out if y'all need it. Or, you know, I want to talk to people who can relate to me and relate to things that I've gone through. Whoever you mess with, if you pick up that energy so fast and your life either goes up or it goes down. And a lot of the people that I would mess with, not only relationships but friendships as well, it caused my life to go down, 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 down. And you have to recognize you have certain friends. You have your party friends, you have your real friends, you have childhood friends, you have it's different categories, right? And people are like, oh, that's messed up, you're putting people in different categories, whatever else. You have to, for your own personal sake. You really have to. Just like how I have to start this eyeshadow, like, you really have to. Actually, I think I'm gonna use my palette. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my palette. I'm trying to keep everything pretty neutral because I'm wearing a white and black top. Yeah, there were people where I was hanging out with, or who I was hanging out with, and I noticed that the minute I would hang out with them, like, you pick up certain, especially when you're younger, right? For people who are young and they're watching, that's why I'm trying to watch my language a little bit, just in case, because I don't want nobody's parents coming and commenting like, oh, my child's watching your stuff, you cuss too much, this, that, and the third. Welcome to my life. I cuss a lot, so Get over it. I'm not changing my language for anybody. I actually, the last person that I talked to, like, I think it was one of his deal breakers. He was like, yeah, so if you cuss too much or if you smoke, I used to smoke like black and mild cigarettes because I couldn't smoke weed because I was in the drug and alcohol program. So I was like, well, I cuss a lot and I smoke. So I said, the smoking, I can quit that. But the cussing a lot, no, I'm not changing my language for you. And I know this video is all over the place. I'm probably going to look at this and edit and be like, Ashley, what the fuck? Yo, this is why you have to stick to your notes. But my notes are done. But I'm not done with my makeup. So, whoop-de-doo. This is my palette. I'm not going to show it to you guys because it's still in development. And like I said, I'm going to do something pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. I think I'm going to do a cut crease. So, I was in like a really like tumultuous relationship. It lasted for a good couple months. And it was a one-sided relationship that I talked about last time. And so when you're comfortable in those situations, and even in that situation, I never gave ultimatums. That's what I was talking about. I never gave ultimatums. If I really just felt uncomfortable with what that person was doing, and I told you 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, I did. Because obviously that means to me that you do not care and that you're going to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And if the roles were reversed, I know for a fact that that would not have been acceptable. Yeah, so he said those were his ultimatums or his deal breakers for a relationship. And I was like, shouldn't you have better deal breakers for your relationships? Like for me, for example, I like someone who is loyal. I like someone who actually is very respectable. Someone who is very, like, they stand by their word. So they're very honorable. Honorable, respectful. I hate liars. Like, I have always hated liars. One thing I don't do within my own personal life is I don't lie. I don't feel the need to lie. Like, why are you lying? First of all, it's a lot harder to lie than it is to tell the truth. The truth may hurt, but it's a lot easier to tell the truth than it is to lie. Because guess why? You now have to keep up with those lies. And when you keep up with lies, it's like you start to forget certain things. And like, I would catch people in lies all the time, and I'm like looking at them, I'm like, I can't trust you now. I can't trust you because you just lied. Why do you feel the need to lie? Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to others. Certainly don't lie to me. Like I said before, don't lie to me. You lie to me, I'll cut you off like that. Don't you dare. Like, don't you dare ever lie to me. And on top of that, you have that gut feeling when you know. So yeah, your life. So like I was saying, when you hang out with certain people and then you notice your life go downhill, it's because of the energy that you're accepting. Watch who you surround yourself with. Or surround yourself. Who you surround yourself with. Because your life can either drastically change for the better or for the worse. So please be careful out there, guys. There's a lot more going on than you think spiritually, and some people literally only are friends with you to destroy your life. Don't accept everybody's friend, be friends with everybody. I don't know, a person to me who is friends with every single person, either A, they're just really, really nice, or B, they're shady. It's hard for me to tell the two apart because it's like, you like everyone. It's either, it's the lies for me. I'm like, there's no way that you like everyone. And normally people who I see do that actually talk shit about every single person that they hang out with. And it's like, damn, you're the type of person I can't tell nothing to. Because if I do, you're going to tell everybody everything about what is going on with me. We've all made those mistakes. But I strive to be a better person every day. Just like how this cut crease isn't perfect, but your girl is determined to try and fix it. Like, normally my cut creases actually look better than this, so I don't know what I did. And honestly, I should have just used what I was about to do. On to better, y'all. We all need to do better out here. Watch your back, watch your front at all times. I mean, if you don't, who else is going to? And I say okay a lot, but I really mean it, y'all. Like, watch your back, watch your front, watch your sides, because you never know. The people that you associate with could literally be your greatest downfall. Your absolute greatest downfall. If you give people ultimatums, let them the fuck go. I also talked to somebody before too where he was like, yeah, I don't accept ultimatums. And I was like, I don't give ultimatums. And he was like, oh yeah, that's good. But then I started realizing why people were giving them that person ultimatums. And I was like, yeah, I don't give ultimatums. You're a character. And I have to dip. Okay? And I kind of cussed him out before I left. Because some of the stuff was just blasphemous. I was like, whoa, okay, time for me to dip. I don't want to be in the fucking drama. I refuse to be in that drama. My life is literally drama free. Like I was saying this whole video, whether I was going around in circles or not, I just cut out a lot of different things, different people, different aspects of my life, and I am choosing to be stress-free when it comes to me, because my skin is not going to get as fucked up as it was when I was in a stressful ass relationship. My mind is never going to get that bad again, at least with my own control. It's not going to get that bad. Mental illness is a little bit, it's a rocky road when it comes to that, because you can't control whether or not you're going to be having anxiety, panic attacks, being in a depressive state. You can't. That's a constant roller coaster. It's all about how you manage that. But I like to stay stress-free, so I don't have to even worry about that or deal with that at all. So, also something that kind of came to mind for me, and this is just me talking about my own life. I know that one day, if things are rough right now, just know that it will get better. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but sometime, I'm putting stuff on my lashes. At one point, it will get better. Kind of came over me to say that, but it will get better, for real. Like, it will get better. There was times where I really could not see the light of day at all as to where my life was going, what I was doing, the direction I was heading. And you know what? Once I started just surrendering everything to whoever you believe in, just surrender, and watch your life transform and move with purpose. So if your purpose is just to wake up every day and be the best version of yourself, then do that. And then watch things go. Also, like I was saying before with the expectations, I don't set expectations for people. I don't. I have expectations, yes. But do I, like, when I meet a person, I don't set expectations, because expectations leads to a lot of disappointment. Because you can look at a person and be like, oh my gosh, yes, we're going to date, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and da 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 da. And then when that doesn't happen, then what? What are you going to do? You can feel sad, you can feel everything that you want to feel, but at the end of the day, it's like, what else is there to be done? You can only, as long as you just like stay true to yourself. Because I know some people like me, I used to be one of those people where I used to feel like I needed to help everybody. I mean, like, really, like, step in, help everybody, this, that, and the third. And I still do, but not nearly as, like, I'm not nearly as involved, because it just took a toll. It took a toll on my life. Every 5 seconds I had to answer my phone because there was things going on with them that they needed to focus, that I just couldn't focus on. When I had my own stuff I had going on, stop being dependent on other people. Please. Stop being dependent on other people. Be dependent on yourself. But know that you do have friends that are there when you really need help, you know. Always try to find a way first before just asking. At least that's my own personal opinion. That one might be a little toxic, because it's good to ask for help, but I always look for solutions first before I ask for help. And it's not a thing of pride, it's just like, if I could do it myself, then I'll do it. But it is nice to have a hand. Side note, if you're begging somebody to do the right thing, whatever else, you're giving that person power over your life, and I feel like you're letting them make the decision for you whether or not you want to be in a situation. That's why I say I always leave. And if you're doing that, stop doing it. Take back your power, like I was talking about before. Everybody has power within them. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all both do. Once you recognize that, you'll start to move a lot differently than before. I also got this highlighter from Five Below. Came in a pack. I think it's from Smoke and Mirrors, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Y'all see how poppin' it is? It's $5. Actually, no, when I bought it, it was $4, but now it's probably $5. And you know, Five Below, now they have like $10 stuff. That's more like the room stuff and whatever else. Not the stuff that I'm talking about. So, last but not least, I am going to, actually I'm going to put on some mascara, but I'm going to actually do that last. I'm going to put on some Angie. Should I put on some lip liner first? I left it upstairs, so I'm not doing it then. So yeah, the basic synopsis of this video is to take back your life, boo. You can do it. I did it. I'm still doing it. You know, it's not a wake up in the morning and, you know, oh my gosh, yes, my whole life has changed. No, it is work. It is work. Also, if you guys want to know how, like, the basis of my business, because remember how I talked about in the last video, like, my business was really affected by a lot of stuff. Yeah, if you're not happy in certain aspects of your life, then it just trickles down into everything. So if you guys want to know a little bit more about that, then yeah, y'all just let me know, for real. Like, I really want to interact with you guys. I want to create a little bit of community where, like I said in the very beginning, it's a safe space and we can talk about anything and everything. We can talk about problems going on just with you, you know. I want to get to know you guys just like how you guys are getting to know me. So let's chat. All right, let me know what you guys think down below, and like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my Instagram at candidlyashley with 2 underscores, and also follow my business page as well. I will be coming out with a sale soon, so just keep an eye out for that as well. So I'll see you next time. All right.